Hi everyone, I'm Karen Gagliano, your mortgage matchmaker, where I take the sometimes overwhelming home buying process and break it down into steps that you can understand. Today, I am here with an amazing and incredible friend and powerhouse real estate agent, Erin Bower.
Hi.
Erin,
Hello. Thanks for having me.
you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Please tell us about yourself, what you do, and how important it is to have a good real estate agent to work with.
I'm Erin Bower with the JL team at Keller Williams, and I am your confidant, your negotiator, your guide to all things real estate.
Yep. And we want to introduce to you today 5 easy, simple steps to prepare you for home ownership. It's a great time of year to do it. We're a little on the slower side in time right now, which means that we can lay out the groundwork for you to get prepared to purchase a home. So we're going to do these things and explain to you in 5 simple steps so that you can get out there, hit the ground running when the time is right for you.
Absolutely.
All right. So step
Let's
one.
get started.
Yes. Step one is to know your budget. So on your own, think about what you pay for. Think about what your income is, how much you bring home on a monthly basis, what you buy. What would be like a car payment, a credit card, and then your extra stuff like your groceries and your auto insurances. See how you feel right now. And is there anything that you can eliminate that you don't need so that we can make room for something like a mortgage, which is a huge investment in your financial future?
Yeah. And how much cash do you have saved? Because you can't really buy a home with $0, although we have made it happen before.
Yes.
It's not impossible, okay?
Yes.
But generally speaking, you do need to have some funds saved because you have other costs associated with purchasing a home.
But think about your income and your expenses now and just try to eliminate some extra things so that you can afford that little bit of a higher mortgage payment because it'll pay off in the end. So number 1 is knowing your budget. Number 2 is keeping an eye out on your credit. When people come to you first, sometimes they come to you before they even know what their credit or their budget is?
Yeah, people come to me and say, Erin, I have no idea where to start. I'm a brand new first-time home buyer. Where can I start? And I can help guide through the whole shebang, the whole crazy process. And I personally check my credit on Credit Karma. Is this a good practice? I know most people say, no, don't do it. But to get a baseline of maybe where you're at and where you're starting, is this good practice? Is this a good idea?
I always say, absolutely. Those are third-party. Those are third-party credit providers. Now they're going to show you what your credit scores are. Like if you were going to go out and get a Macy's credit card or a Capital One retail credit.
Okay.
But that's good because if you were to open up a credit card, it's a small subset of getting a big mortgage.
Right.
So, but they're gonna help and guide you, saying, "Hey, good, you've made 10 on-time payments. Congratulations!"
Woo.
They send you these emails, and you want to celebrate those small wins. So using it as a guide is awesome, and it's great too because if you do open up new credit, you'll get an alert, and sometimes those alerts. You never know. You always want to be on the up and up with your credit. So I think that's a very good place to start with Credit Karma.
So it sounds like what I'm hearing is it's a really good place to start to find out if you're in trouble, if you're doing well, just to have that baseline of where you're at. Like I said, credit worthiness, that's huge, and that leads us into the next step.
Yeah, so this is where I come in. A lot of people put the cart before the horse and go right to a real estate agent,
and you can.
Yeah, we're not going to push you away, but we want to make sure that you're pre-approved.
Yeah.
Pre-qualified and pre-approved really mean the same thing. You've come to a lender, we've run your credit, you've kept an eye out on your budget and your credit before, so you come to us or to me and I say, all right, well, let's dive deeper. Let me check your income. Right? Let me verify your income. Let me verify your credit and what your assets are, how much money you have, because those are the things that before we give you. Well, before you actually go on your homeownership ride, looking at homes with your realtor,
Come on, let's go.
Right. We want to make sure that you're prepared because that letter, it's the pre-approval letter or the pre-qualification letter is your key. I say it's like your silver dollar. When you walk in, it's your golden ticket to getting into a home.
And most real estate agents these days, like listing agents, you can't even get in a property to view the property to see if you like it without that piece of paper. So it really is that important. If you want to actually go visit houses to see if you might like them, to see if you want to put a purchase offer in, you're going to need that pre-approval in advance. And essentially what we're doing is finding any roadblocks before they become roadblocks and getting it out of the way.
So let's say after we do this pre-approval and I I'll give you a letter, Erin, now what? Like, all right, here you go, Mr.
Find your dream home. Contact me. Let's take it to the streets. Let's go visit your homes in person. I can run comparable properties for you, give you a CMA so that here's my opinion on what the property would be worth in today's market. But I'm not a CMA, CMA. Okay. A comparative market analysis. Again, just showing you other similar properties that have sold in the recent market. So that you know what this property for sale that you'd like to buy potentially, what it's worth and not just on a real estate agent's feeling, right? Because I can tell you what it's worth probably without looking at the data, but I want to give you that extra layer of value and confidence going into this thing knowing, okay, she's saying that it's worth this much. She's saying it's going to go over asking potentially, but here's why. She's showing me, 123 Main Street. I'm going to give you usually 3 if I can find them, depending on the market. And then you'll know, okay, I see these 3 sold properties. It's similar to the property that I'm interested in. It was recently sold. Now I can go in with confidence knowing what this property I'm going to offer on is worth in today's market right now.
So you don't lowball or highball, right?
Right. And listen, lowball is an interesting term because
it's probably not very politically correct.
I know, I don't care, but and that's what a lot of people use. But if the agent has overpriced the home, you can absolutely get an offer accepted under asking price. And I've had a lot of success recently getting, offers accepted under asking price, potentially with concessions and with a home inspection, which is like a rarity these days. Like non-contingent offers are winning. The least amount of contingencies in the offer is the winning offer. Yeah. But it's not always the case. And a good agent is going to be able to tell you what you can get away with on each specific offer in this market.
Now, we do want to bring up, a new thing that happened this past 2024. I'm going to leave it to you because I like to stay in my lane, Erin.
So, essentially you need a buyer's written agreement in place before being able to tour homes. So you need a pre-approval, but you also need a written buyer's agreement with a real estate agent. The only exception to this would be like open houses. If you went to an open house, you don't need a written agreement in place. So you do need a written buyer's agreement. It just spells out how we get paid, who pays us, and just all the important things that you would want to know going into the transaction. It really is best practice. My team has been operating like this well before this became a thing. And again, it is in everybody's best interest. It's just sometimes, people see, I got to sign something and it can be scary, but that's where, again, a good agent is going to come into play and really help you know and understand what you're jumping into. Understand that I'm going to have
disclosure,
your interest, disclosure. That's exactly it. I'm going to have your best interest above my own every single time. And she operates like that too. That's why we make a great team. Just saying.
Thank you. It's about taking care of others and being a fiduciary for you. And this doesn't really change much from what agents had been doing. It just discloses it, in
advance instead of being like a surprise.
Exactly. The last step is to get you under contract, which means to get your to get your offer accepted and get you to the closing table. So we want to close the deal, right? You want to get into your house and the seller wants to sell their house and move on to wherever they need to go. So Erin and I work together and we guide you through this process to make sure that everything stays on track. And she's not going to hand you off to me and turn around and walk away. Right. She's involved we're
heavily. She knows I'm heavily involved. Hey,
Yes.
Karen, where's my mortgage commitment? Do I need an extension?
How's the appraisal going?
Yeah, so I'm just keeping everybody on their toes, making sure that we meet the dates in the contract because I'm the one who put the dates in there, right? So if we're not going to meet a certain date in there, I need to make sure we get an extension in writing. That way the seller can't back out for any reason. I'm not going to give them an opportunity to be able to back out. My job is to remove all contingencies as quick as possible, so long as that's what my client wants, right?
So we have those 5 steps. Whether you're just starting out or not ready to dive in right now, you don't have to jump in head first. That's why we're giving you some steps. But we do want to make sure that you know that we're here for you, and you're not alone. So if you have any questions about your income and your debt, and you don't know if you can qualify, don't assume the bad. Seek out advice. Go to her, and if you don't know a lender, she'll refer to one to you that can help. Because this is what we do, and this is why we do it, because we want to help people.
And honestly, the way that me and my team operates is we have a 1 hour or longer full buyer consultation that we schedule in person or Zoom to go over all of the things we just mentioned. Like, because people come to me and they just don't know where to start. So a lot of times I'll get them, as step number 1 essentially, and I'll be able to give them the confidence that they need to push forward, with just all knowing all of the things that they need to know, and giving them all of the referrals to lenders and trusted attorneys. And because we've had so many successful deals that we know the attorneys and the lenders who can get us to the closing table the quickest and with the least amount of hiccups. So that buyer consultation is really, really beneficial to buyers.
Yeah, and we can't wait. We know this is a great time of year. Spring is going to be springing soon, so now is the time to do your due diligence, your homework, and get your ducks in a row so that you can get on your road to home ownership, and we can see you owning your new home. So we really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we'll link our contact information at the bottom of this video. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.
Yes.
Bye, guys.